Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. So with that said, remember my readings are for your sun, moon, and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon, or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three so that you get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and help you in your path to your highest vibrational good. So remember, when it comes to your Wheel of Fortune, this is about abundance. It is about success, but this is also, with the Wheel of Fortune, this is the result of what you've already put in. It's your hard work coming back to you after the universe has sprinkled some of its own magic pixie dust on it, right? This tends to be like whatever, and I believe this as well, whatever we put out into the universe is amplified by the vibration of the universe itself. So whatever we get as our results is pretty much in direct proportion to the work or the energy that we've put out there into the world. So this week, something is coming back full circle, something is making its way back to you, but it's going to be amplified. Like, this is where you're going to see the results of the work or the effort that you've already put out into the world, which is really great. And it feels like a lot of you are reaching some form of a personal deadline for your actions and options. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, right? So for a lot of you, this could be where you are focused on either the work or the money. For some of you, maybe you set a goal to reach a certain amount in the bank by a set period of time. This week, you could definitely see that the possibility is there. This could also be, for some of you, maybe you said to yourself, right, okay, I need to start making this amount more money every week or every month, whatever. The Ace of Pentacles coupled with the Wheel of Fortune suggests that maybe you could get a job this week, or you could hear back from a job that will pay you whatever the shortfall is. Or maybe you hear that for some of you as well, you could be getting a raise. For some of you, this might come back in the form of, you know what, I asked my boss, is this possible? And boom, here it is. This is just really good news on the material level, especially when it's with the Ace of Pentacles, because it suggests that it is something tangible, possibly even financial. Very nice. For your communications and conversations, you have the Six of Pentacles. For those of you that are looking to apply for credit, maybe this is a loan for a car, maybe it's a loan for a house, for a mortgage, maybe it's something that you need for your business. Whatever applications you are considering making to bring something into your life, the money that you need is there. The application that you put out is successful. The reason you can say this is because the Wheel of Fortune is saying yes, right? That's what Jupiter does. Jupiter says yes, Saturn says, yeah, no. And with the Six of Pentacles in your communications, it's like whatever you're asking for, whatever seed you sow, whatever seeds you've already sown as well, they now make their way back to you. I want you to consider this whole week as one of those weeks where it's just about receiving, right? You don't have to ask for anything else because everything that you've asked for is already on its way into you. You don't have to do any more work because the work that you've already done is on its way back to you. So everything that you've put out, this is the week where you kind of sit back and just collect, right? Which is, I'll take that. I mean, I'm not a Virgo, but it's still good news. For those of you that work for somebody else, like I said, if you've asked for a raise, if you've asked for more responsibility, if you have asked to have more input into something, this is the week that you get it. If you, for those of you that work for yourselves, this could be maybe money that you had not anticipated getting for a while could be fast tracked to you. So I don't know, maybe you sent an invoice out and you said, right, okay, I'll expect that back in a month, and it's paid sort of instantaneously. Something that you had given more time or energy to, or maybe you said to yourself, right, I'm going to have to be patient with that. This week, I think you're going to realize that not only did the patience pay off, but it amplified or sped up the process of something. And then for those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, This is going to see you figuring out how you can best effectively use whatever resources you currently have. So whether this is figuring out where you want to invest your money, maybe you are thinking about putting it into a hard asset of some sort. This is about you doing the due diligence. And this week, an opportunity may present itself through somebody that you know, or possibly through somebody that you've already worked with. So, you know, if you get a hot tip this week, and I'm not saying bet the bloody house on it, but if you get a hot tip this week, you can relatively say that it's a good tip. Remember, we do still have the Mercury retrograde, so your ruler is still retrograde at the moment, but will go direct on the 21st. Literally direct on the 21st, because it will station on the 20th. So, you know, give or take a day or so. For your money and materials, you have the Six of Cups. All right, so this week, the reason I mention this is because you've got two sixes, right? Two sixes represents irritability. And one of the things that I will say this week, if things are already on their way to you, right? Things are already making themselves known in your life and will continue to do so. Don't get impatient and don't get irritable because you're impatient. Do you know what I mean? For your money and materials, Six of Cups is really nice. This is either an old opportunity to make money is back on the table, or an old source of revenue is coming back in, or maybe even for some of you, this could be an old client that you had that brings in, you know, more money into the here and now. For your physical health and vitality, your Six of Cups would be your reproductive system, all of that kind of general area. So, and it doesn't have to say that there's anything wrong there. It's just this is something that you want to maybe take extra care with this week. And then for your home and environment, this could quite frankly just be an invite that, you know, maybe somebody just invites themselves over, but you're really happy to see them because it's the Six of Cups. So, you know, if somebody phones you up and says, oh, you know, by the way, I'm coming over next week, you know, or I'll be over tomorrow, and you're like, just let them come. You'll have a great time. You really will. And then for your love and relations, you have the Magician card. This is a power week for you. Your connections, your collaborations, your friendships, all of that stuff is absolutely blessed. And what I like about this for, you know, your heart and half, your love and relations, for those of you that are single, you could be meeting somebody that is either really powerful or maybe reconnecting with somebody that is really powerful, and maybe the timing wasn't right last time. Whereas this time it does appear that you guys have kind of, you know, you've come back into sync at the right moment. So, you know, sometimes the cycles go like this and it's like you come together and it's not the right moment, and you come together and it's not the right moment. This time you're coming in at the same time. And I think the reason this is happening is so that you... And I also feel as well, for those of you that are single, this person maybe in some regard has been quite intimidating to you before. Maybe in the sense that they were really accomplished and you hadn't quite got to where you wanted to be. And this time you are where you wanted to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've made those steps, and it's like now when you come back together, there's a sense of equality here because you're at the same level and you're able to really communicate that. Now, speaking of communication, you've got the Magician card, which is Mercury, your ruler. So when it comes to love and relations, when it comes to your love language, you are speaking loudly and clearly this week. It's like you know what your partner wants, your partner knows what you want, and more importantly, because it's underneath this Wheel of Fortune, there's this sense that your plans are finally starting to dovetail now, and it's like nobody's outshining anybody, nobody's getting further ahead than anybody else. It's like you're in your own lanes, but that lane is now merging into one. Last week it was a bit sort of, I don't know whether it was last week or the week before, maybe the last couple of weeks, it's been a little bit kind of whoo, like this. This week it really starts to dovetail and regulate. So good times ahead, really. With that said, I don't think there's anything else to say. I think this is going to be a fantastic week for you guys. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.